I've been going crazy, I don't know what to do.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. We are getting some more cleaning and organizing done today. If you saw my last video, you would have seen we started in the kitchen getting some decluttering done, some organizing done, but I couldn't get it all done in one day, so we are back at it today. I was thinking the other day, because I always get the question about self-care. And as a mom, I feel like self-care in my book is so different than when I was younger and either had only one kid or no kids. And for me, having a clean house definitely is a form of self-care. I know personally when my house is clean and calm, it cleans and calms my mind. So that is one of the reasons I enjoy cleaning. Like, I always say the physical act of cleaning is not something I enjoy. I am not naturally a clean person by any means. And I have just had to learn over the years, one, how to clean and organize, and not so much not knowing the how to do the physical act, but like how to get the motivation to actually do it. And the biggest thing that had gotten me is knowing how much better I feel when my house is clean. So I am starting out in the bedroom, giving everything its really good cleaning and dusting. Our bedroom is constantly full of dust and dog hair. With the two dogs sleeping in our room, it's just inevitable that it gets really dirty really quick. And I know on film it can look like it's not that bad, but I promise you, my house gets so dirty. There are some days that I wish it showed much better on film, but it just doesn't. My room is always one of those areas that has the most dust and dog hair. I will say though, ever since getting this new comforter, this is one of the best comforters for actually removing the dog hair when you wash it. I have been so happy with it because Bailey, obviously, our 175-pound Saint Bernard, he does not sleep in the bed. He sleeps next to the bed. But Minnie, our little, like, I don't even know what she is. I haven't weighed her in a while. I think she's probably about 6 pounds. She sleeps in the bed and she sheds a lot. It's kind of crazy how much she sheds, but because she has shorter hair, you don't notice it as much, but I definitely notice it on the bed. So I've really liked having this comforter. That way when I do a good clean on everything, it actually removes the hair really, really well. And it has been a crazy week here for us, just a lot going on. So I have been getting a little bit behind, but just trying to get back on it. I just have a harder time lately keeping up with the house, and I think the big thing is just Athena still being so young. And it's funny because she's my fourth, but with every kid you kind of forget, and with every kid it's a little bit different. So keeping up with everything is definitely a lot more work right now, but it's something that I don't want to skip out on. So I have been making it where there's at least one day a week where I really, really focus on getting the house back on order, because things like maintenance cleaning of wiping down the kitchen counters, unloading the dishwasher. Nowadays, thankfully, we have robot vacuums, because keeping up with the floors maintenance-wise is a lot easier. I just make sure to run that 1 or 2 times a day. But going in and doing some of the areas that are easily forgotten, like the windows, have gotten a lot more difficult for me to keep up with. So I have made it definitely a priority that at least once a week, I really focus on areas that are not getting hit on a daily basis.
I'm holding on, if almost gone. Someday I know I'll finally make it through the gates. Just have to wait. You whisper to me, there's no maybe. There's only time for dreams even greater. I hear the call.
So part of the reason this week has been just so crazy is obviously just the basic stuff, but this time of the year is always so insane. I'm actually excited. So Wednesday, Bobby, or not Bobby, he looks like Bobby. He is Bobby's mini twin, Xander. Xander has his winter concert. We are so excited for that. He has not brought his instrument home at all. So for me, I'm like, he's never played an instrument. Him starting band this year is like, was his first ever like interest in music. So I'm really excited for Wednesday to hear all the middle schoolers and their first concert and to hear Xander and how he's doing. I asked him the other day, I'm like, so are you really enjoying band? Because Bobby and I both were like kind of taken back when the beginning of this year he said he wanted to do band. Just because I really thought he would go into like wanting to do the STEM program or home ec. The boys are always really interested in like cooking and things like that. So when he said band, we were both just like, oh, yeah, you can definitely do it, but just in shock. So we're really, really excited about that. But other things keeping us busy. So Freya's has a really bad ear infection. I had to take her to the doctor the other day for it. It ended up bursting her eardrum. She woke up one morning and literally the day before, she was saying her ear wasn't feeling good. So I took a look at it and everything. I'm like, okay, put some medicine in it. And the next morning, before we could even get to the doctor, she woke up and her ear was all bloody. So we have been dealing with that. And then just everything on top of Christmas, which, by the way, are you guys done shopping? Have you been done for months? Have you even started? It's funny because I am not someone that starts shopping like early in the year. I, one, just don't have that much foresight. And two, like for our kids, their interests are changing so quickly that I don't like the idea of shopping too early because what they want changes so fast. But I am happy because this week we were able to get the majority of our Christmas shopping done. So all the nieces and nephews we got shopped for. We do a like, what is it called? Secret Santa on Bobby's side. So for the siblings on Bobby's side, instead of buying for all of them, because he has a big family like mine. He comes from a family of 7 like I do. So when it comes to the adults, it's like, okay, this is a lot. So we got the Secret Santa shopping done. He does have to buy one more gift for that Secret Santa just because they hadn't sent us the list yet. Thank goodness for Amazon though, because when you live in a different state or even when you don't, Amazon makes it so easy to set up Christmas lists and then be able to order and send it already wrapped. Love that. So yeah, very excited that there's probably just little things we are going to end up getting. We don't go crazy on Christmas morning with the kids when it comes to gifts. We used to, because I always felt really guilty, especially when it was just like Xander and Bjorn. I remember waking up Christmas morning and like the tree just being full of gifts. My parents were the type that gifts didn't go under the tree, any gifts, until Santa came. And I still do that now because I loved waking up Christmas morning and you go to bed, there's nothing there, and you wake up and it's just overflowing. Now, what I didn't realize, oh, wait, sidetrack. So someone mentioned getting the Clorox gel toilet bowl cleaner. One, is this the one you were talking about? Two, if this isn't the one you were talking about, I really like this stuff. One thing that drives me crazy about toilet bowl cleaner is when it just falls down the side of the toilet. Like, I want it to cling to the walls and actually like start working. This cleaned so well. So well. And I've used other ones that clean really well, but they don't cling. And I feel like this did both. It cleaned really well and it cleaned really well. So if you left me that comment, definitely let me know if that's the one you were talking about, because I said I would try it because you said it was absolutely amazing. And I am always all about having the best stuff, especially when it comes to like cleaning my bathrooms. Bathrooms can get gross really quick. So I am all about having something that makes it easier and is very efficient. But yeah, let me know if that was you, if this is the one you were talking about. If not, either way, I loved this stuff. Okay, back to Christmas morning. So, what I don't think clicked until I started having more kids is that if I look back, we didn't really get a crazy amount of gifts on Christmas. It's that we had a big family. When you have a family of 7, it's not so much that you personally got a ton of gifts as there's just a lot of people that get some gifts. And I'm starting to know that more now. But so when the kids were younger, and like I said, it was more just like Xander and Bjorn, we went a little bit more over the top because I wanted that feeling. It wasn't so much that there were like all these things that they wanted and needed as much as I wanted that feeling of them waking up and that overabundance under the tree. Well, we have definitely like cut back on that and focused more on what the kids really want and really need, and it just being a handful of gifts rather than an overabundance of gifts. Now, I have no problem with the people that go all out and just like fill with like toys and stuff, but I've learned that over the years having less things personally makes me feel better, but also the kids often do so much better when it comes to playing and everything when they're not overwhelmed by all the stuff. So that's a lot of the reasons why we kind of cut back on so many things come Christmas. Now, back into the bedroom, I wanted to clean the floors real quick. I haven't steam cleaned my floors in a while, so I wanted to pull out my steam cleaner. It's funny because I don't know why I don't grab this more often because I love this steam cleaner. It just, I don't think about it all the time. But these floors, you guys know, I just did a really thorough like scrub on them. On my hands and knees, scrubbed them, and I'm trying to maintain that. So I came in with the steam cleaner and gave it a really good cleaning with the steam cleaner. I was talking to Bobby. I'm hoping come New Year's, we're going to do a little refresh in our bedroom because the floors are just not in great shape. These are floors that when we moved in, we did not replace. We focused on the main living area of the house. I didn't love these floors because I don't love the gray, but I told Bobby, I'm like, compared to the rest of the house, these floors are fine, but they're really starting to like break down and not be that great. So I'm hoping come New Year's we can replace them. I really just want to use the same floors that's in the rest of the house. But yeah, if you notice when I was near that front entry, there was those bigger cracks in between the pieces, and then there was tape down because it's lifting right there, and I don't want anyone getting hurt by cutting themselves or the vacuum getting stuck on it or anything like that. So crossing my fingers that once the craziness of the holidays subsides a little bit, we can do that. And it's not that difficult because when we first remodeled this house, the floors were something we were a little bit nervous about because we've never done anything like floors. So that was one of the few projects that we actually hired someone to do. So our bedroom, we are going to try and do it ourselves. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. After watching the floors in the rest of the house go in, Bobby and I both decided that it's something that we think we can take on and tackle, and we really want to learn how to do. So if in the future we buy another fixer-upper, we can do it ourselves. Because I've talked about this. I don't see this being our forever home. I love this home, and I love that what we have done to it. But we both, like, our dream is to buy land. And I told him, I'm like, I don't even care if we have to live on a trailer on the land for a couple of years. Both of us just really want that country living again. When we lived in Wisconsin, we lived in a little town called Watertown. So it was in between Milwaukee and Madison. So even though we lived in like a subdivision, it was very country and out of the way. There like wasn't a bunch of stores that you could go to. We just had the basics in the area. And really to get almost anywhere, it was at least an hour drive. Now, I'm not looking forward to like being so far out that it's hard to get places, but him and I both agree, like, we miss that like small town feel. And we really want that like country feel. Our boys love four-wheelers and dirt biking and stuff like that, but it's not something they get to do on a regular basis because we do not have the space for it. So it's, like I said, it's our dream to get space with land. And also, and I know all of you guys can agree, the prices on homes nowadays are insane. So I've told Bobby, I'm like, I would love just to have enough space that if the kids wanted to build on our land, they could do that without feeling like they're living with mommy and daddy. So they have that opportunity to have a home. But yeah, so I don't see this being our forever home. And honestly, after remodeling this house, I have absolutely no issues with buying a fixer-upper in the future again because we really enjoyed remodeling this house. But yeah, all that to be said, that's kind of why we want to do the floors in our bedroom also, is we think it'd be a really good, it's not a huge space, but it will be a good way to learn how to put in floors in a smaller area.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer when we soar away among the...
So I did have like an idea of what I wanted to get done in the kitchen today. Like I said, in the last video, you would have seen that I tackled a lot of the drawers and cupboards in the kitchen. There's just a couple areas that I didn't have time to get to. It looks like I threw the apple in this video because it's sped up. I did not throw it. It slipped out of my hands. Freya is obsessed lately with apples. The kids always go through like phases with fruits. I swear they'll like eat one fruit over and over and over again. And it never fails that I will start buying like an abundance of them because they're eating through them so quickly. And then the phase stops and they're on to the next fruit. Well, right now it is apples. So I am always having apples on hand. Apples and cuties are usually always in the house. It's bananas and grapes I have to be more careful with because those are things that seem to go bad a lot quicker. So depending on their phase. But so I went through a lot of the cabinets just the other day. So my goal today was to go through our spice cabinet, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely gotten to a point where I had like multiples of something. So I wanted to go through, get rid of any of the expired spices that aren't good anymore. Spices that I may have gotten for a recipe but don't use and didn't like, whatever. But also just combining doubles because I definitely had some doubles in this area and it was getting more and more packed full. And since I don't have a huge spice cabinet, like there's a good amount of room because it's tall, But with it being narrow, I really try and keep like my go-to spices in that bottom shelf or in this bin that on the second shelf. Obviously, the stuff that I use a lot of, you can see I buy these huge containers of just because if I'm grabbing for them all the time, I like them to be in these areas. So yes, a lot of combining and a lot of downsizing. But I also wanted to work on the dreaded corner cabinet. I hate corner cabinets. I feel like they are somewhat a necessity because what do you do with these corner spaces other than putting something in them? Our bottom corner cabinet, I don't mind too much. I figured that out with it having a lot of the small appliances that we use being on that lazy Susan, but this upper corner cabinet always has me stumped. So I got in there and worked on it. I still don't love it, but it works for now. And I've had a lot of people say to put like spices and stuff on this corner cabinet, but then I don't know what I would put in this narrow cabinet, which works actually pretty well for our spices. So I don't know. I usually put in there, so right now what's in there is either things that I don't grab for too often and needs a space, so like paper plates are in there. And then I also keep like medication or drink stuff that I grab for all the time. Just like the oddball stuff. Like it's not super organized to be specific things as much as just like oddball things that I need in the kitchen. So I just wanted to organize that all out.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. I love the things you said to me. It seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with.
Talking about Christmas gifts earlier, I know one of my favorite things to give as Christmas gifts, and we do it often with like our parents and stuff, and not just Christmas gifts in general are gifts of service. So if you are having a hard time with trying to figure out what to get someone, if it's a grandparent, a parent, anyone like that, I love the idea of gifts of service. So cleaning, helping with a project around the house, things like that. I know we did my parents, well, I say we, when it comes to, this is definitely not a we situation. This was a Bobby situation. My parents really wanted new shutters on their house. So a couple months ago, Bobby built those and installed those. And those are really the type of gifts that we enjoy giving people because often like getting things as you get older, like there's really only so much you want or need, and it can be really difficult shopping for anyone that is above the age of like 18 because let's be honest, once you get to a certain age, like you buy what you want and you need. You don't usually wait for the holidays like when you're a kid, and you just don't have the same like all the little knick-knacky stuff that you love. So I love the idea of gifting someone a helping hand if it's a project around the house or cleaning or anything like that. I've done that for my parents. We've done that for Bobby's parents, grandparents, and it's something that people always appreciate, often won't ask for because they don't want to ask for help, but something that most people will appreciate, even if it's not like a complete disaster situation that needs to be done. I know like my grandma, she keeps her house very tidy and everything, and actually pretty clean, even once she got to a point where she can't really do the cleaning like she used to. She has someone that comes in once a week just to do very basic cleaning to keep everything in order. And a couple years ago, when we still lived in Wisconsin, we went in and did a really good deep clean on her house. And I know she really, really appreciated it because it's just something that she can't do nowadays. She's gotten old enough that keeping up with those type of things are a lot more difficult. Also, this microwave was in desperate need of a really good cleaning, so I wanted to do that while I was organizing out the pantry. Easiest way, though, to clean your microwave is just put a glass container or microwave safe container full of water, let it go for 5 minutes, and then do not open it when it goes off. Let it sit for another 5 minutes, and it cleans so easy. That 5 minutes really steams it, and then you let it sit for another 5 minutes to keep steaming, and it pretty much just wipes clean. Super simple, super easy. I love doing it this way because I feel like the microwave is something that can be easily dreaded to clean out, and I don't know why. I do the same thing even with knowing how easy it is to clean. I still dread cleaning my microwave, but this makes it super simple.
Walking down the avenue, holding takeout meant for two. I could eat it all myself, but then I wouldn't need your help. So meet me at the corner shop where they sell your favorite pop. I'll be there till you show up, and if you don't, I'll die on the spot. 'Cause I just can't fight the feeling. No, I just can't fight the feeling anymore. And I don't want to be calling you.
So there are areas in my house that I am still looking to do some decluttering in. Now that we got the kitchen done, the other area I really need to do is the kids' bedrooms, just because knowing they're going to have a surplus of stuff coming in with the holidays, we're going to be going through that. I've actually already started on the boys' rooms, and the boys have helped me. They did a great job so far, but I still need to get into Freya's room, and then I'd like to get into our closet. Our closet isn't too bad. Bobby actually just went through his clothes. What day was that? Because he did it on the same day that we went through the boys' stuff. He went through all of his stuff. But I like to go through areas regularly because even if I've just done it 6 months ago, 12 months ago, I know going through it again, there may be stuff that 6 to 12 months ago I kept that now that it's been another 6 to 12 months, I'm finally ready to let it go. And this time of year, like I said, is just the perfect time to do it, because you know you're going to have things coming into the house, and I would rather have the house in order before the chaos than having to try and organize and clean once we have all of these new things. But after I got done with that, I just quickly pulled out my Eureka Rapid Wash and gave the floors a quick cleaning. I love my Eureka Rapid Wash. You guys hear me say this all the time. But for a quick and easy maintenance cleaning, this works perfectly. I still like grabbing out my mop and bucket at times or cleaning the floors on my hands and knees to make sure they get really, really clean. But this is one of those things of to just maintain the floors works so well, because let's be realistic, when it comes to the mop and bucket, you're not doing that for most people. I guess I shouldn't generalize, but most people don't mop their floors every single day, where with this, I do a mopping every single day. Now, it's just maintenance, but it does do a really good job. So for dinner tonight, we are making my Fiesta chicken tater tot casserole. I'm starting this now though because I gotta cube up my chicken first and get it marinating for really only needs about 30 minutes, but I like to give it up to an hour, so I want to start this now.
Walking down the avenue, holding takeout meant for two. I could eat it all myself, but then I wouldn't need your help. So meet me at the corner shop where they sell your favorite pop. I'll be there till you show up, and if you don't, I'll die on the spot.
Now that that's all cubed up, we're going to season up our meat. Now, this is a trick I learned recently that really does make a huge difference and seems kind of odd, but I'm taking a tablespoon of baking soda and putting it on my meat. This helps tenderize your meat so well. I've used it on like skirt steak or anything like that. It makes a huge difference. I then have some taco seasoning. I'm gonna do some of that. Otherwise, you can just buy like a packet of taco seasoning. We do a lot of tacos, so I buy the big thing. Little bit of oil. It just helps to like bind stuff together. I'm gonna use some garlic. As much as you want. Some people like a lot, some people don't. So don't let me help you decide. You decide what you want. And then I have some Better Than Bouillon paste that I'm going to be putting in here. And then a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And then you can use a spoon, but I honestly do believe it's best to get in here with your hands just to make sure the seasoning and the baking soda is massaged into everything. So if you don't like touching raw chicken, you can use a spoon, but I do honestly believe this is the best way to do it because you really make sure every piece gets massaged in. Oh, it's cold though, because these are still slightly frozen. I like when they're slightly frozen because they cut better, but it is cold when you get in here to mix. So, but like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for like an hour and then we will put it all together. This is the hardest part of the entire dish. Everything after this is like dump and go easy. All right, so while that chicken marinade, I moved back into our bedroom. This door has been on my to-do list, but I keep forgetting. But I went out and let the dogs outside, and it just like hit me. I'm like, okay, I need to get this door done. I don't know why it gets so bad. I realize it's a door to the outside, but it gets so bad. So I want to just come in here and give it a really good clean. Luckily, it cleans up pretty easy. I have learned like how to really keep it clean. My biggest thing is using the Zep wall cleaner. Love that stuff. You guys see me use it so much all over the place. And a magic eraser. It like melts like butter. Whatever is on this door, it cleans it really, really well. So I just took the time. I knew I wanted that stuff to marinate for a good hour or two, which if you have not done the baking soda trick, I highly, highly recommend it. It works so well. So well. I did beef and broccoli the other day, and using that little trick on the beef before cooking it, it's literally like that Chinese style. That's their trick. That's how they get their meat so tender when you order Chinese. And it's been a game changer for a lot of those recipes where you use things that have a little bit of a tougher meat, or you just want that little bit of extra like tender, juicy stuff. And it also just seems to allow the flavors of your marinade to soak into your meat so much better.
I think about you once or twice. Let's say I want you to want me.
All right, so I heated up some oil on the stove, and I'm gonna cook up the chicken first and get it all nice and browned. And then what you're going to need for this part is I shredded up a block of cheddar. So got some cheddar and then a can of the Rotel diced tomatoes with the green chilies, as well as a can of corn and a can of black beans. Now that the chicken is mostly cooked, I'm gonna add in some peppers and onions. I forgot to show you this stuff before, honestly, because I forgot about it till I was grabbing stuff out. So peppers and onions, cut fresh or use frozen. I just like having frozen on hand because I use it in a lot of recipes. So it's just nice to always have it in my freezer. So we're gonna add that. And then add your Rotel. I drained the corn, so you add your corn. And then also drained the black beans and add that. I don't perfectly drain it, but just try and get the majority of the liquid out. Try and mix it together without making a mess. I can mix it more in the pan. I just wanted to get a rough combined here. And now this next ingredient, you can substitute a couple things. So if you have sour cream, you can use sour cream. You can use Greek yogurt, like what I'm doing right now. Greek yogurt is a great way to add that tanginess and some more protein to it. Or you can add some cream cheese. So if you don't have Greek yogurt, but you have sour cream, add that. If you don't have either of those, but you have cream cheese, add some cream cheese. You just want to add something to add some creaminess to this. And then just mix it. And like I said, I'll mix it more in the pan that I'm baking it in. But I want to get a rough combined here. This is still a little bit more liquidy than I would normally like. So I added half a cup of rice because that'll thicken it up and give it a little bit more substance. Rice is great because it absorbs all of that liquid. There we go. I'm gonna spread this out in the pan so it's nice and even. Take your cheese, put that right on top. And then your tater tots on top of that.
Might be going crazy, I don't know what to do. My heart is screaming for you, babe. And what I'm trying to say is you.
This dinner is always so good and kid friendly. My kids love tacos, absolutely love tacos. So I'm always trying to figure out how to do something like that, but a little bit different because I can't have tacos every single night, even though they would absolutely love if I made tacos every single night. So doing this, you get that feeling of tacos, but a little bit different. And I actually loved adding the rice this time. I don't usually add the rice, but with this being a little bit more liquidy and I knew I wanted that to get thickened up, it worked really, really well because the rice just gave it that thickness, but it also soaked up all the flavors. So I think I'm going to be adding half a cup of rice to this recipe all the time now because it turned out absolutely amazing. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for everyone that has been sending me your Christmas photos. I have been loving looking at those. If you're wondering how to send Christmas photos, you can send them to me on Instagram, and I am sharing them at the end of my videos all like Christmas season. So all the way through December. If you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, all the things. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.